And welcome back to Tail Slaters. For those of you wondering, what is a tail slate? It's that thing you forget to do at the end of the take. Anyway, how do you hold a C-stand? Where are you going with it? How much space is around you? All these things are common sense once you do them for a while, but when you're first starting out, they might be a little intimidating, even getting something from point A to point B. All right, so I still have this Titan arm configuration here. Again, editing. Never try to hold too much while you're doing stuff. You think you're like being efficient, but you're just gonna like drop it and damage someone's face or your face or like a floor. Or I just tapped my own ceiling there. That was not so good, but it's okay. How do you carry it? First of all, the general rule is you pick it up with the arm. You're not just grabbing this. This is fine. I do it all the time because I'm not that smart. But if you grab something, in a lot of cases, you're working on a team. You hold it like this, someone else goes to grab it, who grabs it the quote unquote correct way. They want to grab it like this. Now they're pinching your fingers. Owie. The general rule, simple rule. Try to grab it like this. Again, I fail to do this about 45% of the time. But usually I'm carrying it to where I want to go. Next, how do you carry it there? There's plenty of ways. Another really useful tip, I just did it. Every time I ever grab a stand, every time I've ever set anything up, I look above myself. The number of times I've been on set, there's a chandelier or people clear out tables, there's stuff over your heads that is breakable. Someone does this, suddenly smash, oh, whoops. Just look above yourself. It's an auto muscle memory reaction you want to build into yourself. A lot of times, carrying it over your shoulder is good. Usually if you're carrying it somewhere, you don't want to carry it with the legs out like this, but again, you know, free dental work. So close it down. Carrying it like this is usually not a bad idea. You got this lower than someone's face. You gotta be worried a little bit about the back here as you're going around corners, you're not smacking into people's walls. Other times, underneath might make more sense, depending on what you're navigating through. Again, a lot of it is common sense. Looking up over my shoulder, carrying it around. If you're out in the field, maybe carrying it like this is fine. Maybe you're going straight over there. Why complicate things? Most things that on set come down to common sense, but it's common sense you do over and over and over and over again, and you something up, sorry. And people will have different rules. Every set you're on, someone may be like, don't do it that way, do it this way. You know, sometimes it's worth an argument. Sometimes it's worth a debate. Like, why do you do it that way? Sometimes it's just 6 of one, half dozen of another. They like it done that way, so do it that way. Or don't, get in a fight, I don't care. There is a right and a wrong way to put C-stands away. While we're talking about this one here, because this loosens, you can spin this, that's a lovely sound, all the way around. You want it, basically, the simplest way to put it is you want it to look like the other C-stands. So when you put it down, you want the risers all facing the same direction, all the knobs lined up. Usually you want to flip the arm around so it's facing this way. And at the end of the day, everything is lined up. If you start bringing things back to the truck for Grip and Electric to put away, and these are all spun around like this, someone's gonna make fun of you. Yeah, lightheartedly the first time. If you do it a second and third and fourth time, they start to get angrier. So, all lined up, everyone's happy. All right, we got our little baby here. Baby's so cute. While you're on set, most times you'll have a cart or something holding your C-stands. You usually don't want to leave them all in your cart. You want to have a few ready to go. So if someone calls for a C-stand, you're not like getting it off the cart, moving things around. Here's one, okay, here's a sec. You want to have them kind of ready to go. But this is called soldering up. And I know you can't see, I'll have to show this in a separate shot, which means I need another camera to do the separate shot. What the heck is that? You want to have them so that they're nested together. You don't want to have like this one over here and this one over here and that. Okay, here's all my C-stands, yeah, now I've taken up all this area. You want to nest them together, one big leg over the other. And depending on the type of C-stand, these don't always go the same way. The Rocky Mountains tend to go the other way. Makes it a little confusing, it's okay. And here's a baby. Now generally, if I was soldering these things up, I wouldn't do like standard, baby on the end. Look, you know what I just did? I did it the wrong way. It's okay, I fixed it. Someone calls for a C-stand, it's like, oh, you don't want a baby? Okay, I'll get that one out, and then I'll get the next one. You want to make it make sense. Another thing is if you're soldering up C-stands and you're on set, here it's bugging me that it's right on the edge. you're keeping C-stands soldered up, you want to keep them complete. You want to keep complete C-stands soldered up. If someone calls for a C-stand, and let's say you've stolen this arm and this head, now this is an incomplete C-stand. Someone calls for a C-stand, I'm like, oh, here you go. Yeah, dude, I need a head and an arm. Okay, this is now an outlier. Let's keep it in a different section. Maybe you have 3 pathways, whatever. So if someone calls for something, it's complete and it's ready. If something has been borrowed, you keep it in a separate section away from everything else. Babies, anything that's outliers, keep things grouped together. It's all common sense. So we talked about your basic C-stand types, talked about baby C-stands. There's even smaller ones, guys, but we're not gonna talk about those today. I think some people call them preemies. That seems weird though. Got your standards, got your babies, talked about their uses, talked about underslinging, overslinging, the importance of keeping the arms out of eye gouge and other people's ways. Oh, all right. Other little tips. This is slightly outside of just C-stands, but it's C-stand adjacent. When you're on set and people are asking you for things, especially new people, including myself at the beginning, you tend to get into a mode of A, waiting for someone to ask you to do something, and B, getting things one at a time. So someone says, oh, hey, I need a C-stand. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. Oh, yeah, I grabbed it right. Okay, I looked over my head. Okay, we're in a big field. I'll leave the legs open. It's okay. Points, going away. All right. Now I left this over here. You know what? Yeah, I need. You need a bag. Yeah, right. Need a sandbag. Okay, got the sandbag. All right, here we go. Yep. Okay, that took you 2 trips. Not a big deal. Maybe you're not in a hurry. Maybe no one cares. Maybe everyone's just swapping war stories and it's okay. Generally, when you need a stand, you'll probably need a bag. If you're inside, maybe it's just a shop bag. But first of all, these things on your shoulder, you know, collarbone doesn't have much there. That can get a little pinchy. So this does 2 jobs, and it kind of protects your shoulder. Of course, I had to grab a ball buster 35-pounder because, that's what I had right here. But now I got a little cushion. Again, I wouldn't normally do this in a big, crowded space. Definitely not inside. I would close it up. Let's just do that for informational purposes. But you can do multiple bags, multiple C-stands if you wanted to. And off you go. Now you got your bag, you got your C-stand. I'm still not looking at myself. I'm looking at the monitor. Focus. Another thing that's really great about soldering up, when it comes time to go home or move or get out, you can grab all of them. I guess I can do it here. And go. Because the main thing about grip and electric is everyone loves their job. They also want to go the home as soon as possible. Thanks for sticking it out to the end. We try to put out episodes where we ourselves in the past have been at the computer but that one, it's not telling me the thing I want. Did you know? And rage quit.